Hi everyone. This time I want to talk about 4 or 5 things that I would like to see change in GT Sport. The majority of those things are rarely mentioned in social media, so I believe it will be interesting for me to raise those points to see what's your opinion and if I'm the only one who's thinking the same. I will focus mainly on the online aspect of this game, and because it's the main focus of the title, and on the other hand there are already tons and tons of videos that made the same criticism about the single player experience of GT Sport. So I believe it will be redundant, and I would like to see some different kind of criticism about the main meat of the game, which is the online. The first one, and is the worst one also, is track limits, the problem about track limits. This has been mentioned in social media quite a lot, but I don't know why Polyphony doesn't care about track limits in this game, and because especially for the newer tracks, they are god-awful. They are at best a little bit wonky, like for example turn 1 in Red Bull Ring, and I believe was also in Fuji. They're quite wonky to outright broken at the moment in Barcelona. You can basically cut the last chicane in Barcelona and gain a lot of time without any penalty. So this needs to be fixed, and is the only point that I'm raising that is really bad and should be fixed as soon as possible. The second thing that I would like to mention is the fact that apart from the Group 3 and Group 4 cars, the rest of the cars are pretty irrelevant if you play just sport mode. And that's a shame, because there are a lot of cars, especially road cars, that I would like to use, that I would like to race with other people on. And I believe at the beginning of the game they made a couple of races about the road cars, so the category of road cars, so and 400 and 500, something like that, and there were also a couple of FIA races, but apart from that they're barely used, apart from the one mix that no one races on, and that's a shame. They should be made more relevant in sport mode, and they should appear more so I could use the majority of the cars, because people were complaining about the amount of cars, but if there are hundreds and hundreds of cars and you only lose 5-6 of them, it's not really worthwhile, isn't it? The third thing is that some assists are way too overpowered. I can kind of excuse the ABS, because in real life GT cars have the ABS enabled, but on the other hand there's the counter steering assist and the stability management, which are also overpowered, and they shouldn't be, because there should be some sort of trade-off, and you're not rewarded as a driver if you're able to race without those assists. And when you race with those cars, with the assists on, you can kind of see that they obey a different laws of physics. So, for example, if you have a slight contact, they have the weird pendulum effect, they throw you on the road instead of them. Or, for example, you expect a car to go deep into a corner because of the speed or because of the normal laws of physics. But they actually don't, because they have those assists on, so they're able to make the corner faster, while they shouldn't be. Then I would like to talk about a couple of tweaks that I would like to make to the safety rating and to the driver rating. In theory, the driver rating should be a measure of how fast you are, and the safety rating should be a measure of how safe you are. But sometimes it's not entirely the case, especially for the driver rating. Sometimes you will find people with driver rating A that are way slower than some people with the driver rating B, and that's because of the safety rating. Usually people with lower SR are way slower than people with higher SR, and that's regardless of their driver rating. And that's because in order to maintain a higher safety rating, you need to understand the limit of the car, and if you do understand the limit of the car, of course you will be faster on track. This means that if you lower your safety rating on purpose, you will be able to find a lesser tough competition, and you will still be able to gain driver rating points, and thus you will be rated higher than a person that stays clean all the time, but of course he will face more capable drivers and will finish in the middle of the pack or on the back of the pack. So what I'll change to solve this issue is to assign more driver rating points to people that are able to do a good performance in a lobby with safety rating S people compared to a lobby with SRA or SRB. This is to add more weight to a good performance in a lobby with more capable drivers. And eventually I want to talk about the safety rating system itself, which works reasonably well for the most part. Of course, it has some flaws, but it's really difficult to build a system that works flawlessly 100% of the time in this case. But there's still room to improvement. So what I would like to see change in the safety rating system is to add another level, which is called S+, which will be awarded to the drivers that are able to stay in the safety rating S for 3 or more days in a row. This will allow the matchmaking system to differentiate between a guy that is consistently safe and another guy that perhaps just had the last few races in a row on its own without fighting with anyone else. Now that I'm thinking about it, another way to approach this problem might be to assign safety rating points only on the section of the track where the driver was put in a situation of close proximity to another one, so a potential dangerous scenario, but he managed to stay clean nonetheless, so those safety points are actually awarded for a reason rather than just staying on the road. And I believe that's all for the video. I believe those are interesting points to talk about, so I would like to know your opinion in the comments below. And yeah, until the next time, bye!